Hello, so we will be discussing about the contemporary realistic fiction. So what do we mean when we say contemporary realistic fiction? So contemporary realistic fiction includes literature with fictional characters, settings, and events, but may happen in real life. Everything that happens in this type of genre is possible on Earth. This genre is one of the most popular because people are interested in themselves and find these stories the most familiar. Books in the contemporary realistic fiction genre are made up stories that could happen to real people in real settings, no? So the book do not fall under other categories or genres. They usually take time in the place or in the same time period the reader is living with things that are currently or could be happening in the same time period. No, so the contemporary genre also contains informal and conversational dialogue and sometimes even regional dialects. So the characters react to situation as real people would. Now remember that the fantastic element found in most fiction is somewhat suspended, limiting the characters to actions people would do in real life, making them and the story more realistic to readers. Now, so contemporary realistic fiction is a genre of literature that deals with um, the stories that take place in modern times and are based on realistic situations and characters. So these type of fiction typically portrays everyday life and tackles or focuses social issues. It is often exploring the complexities of human relationship, the struggles of growing up, and the challenges, no, of navigating the modern world. So, contemporary realistic fiction can encompass a wide range of themes from family dynamics to cultural identity, from social justice to mental health and well-being. It often provides readers with a relatable and immersive experience as the stories tend to be grounded in the familiar way, no everyday experiences of the characters. Now, some popular examples of contemporary realistic fictions are The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Hanneman. So those are examples of contemporary realistic fiction. Then we have here on what to consider or considering quality in contemporary realistic fiction. Number one, the story exemplifies characteristics of excellence in narrative fiction. No? So to identify excellence in narrative fiction, especially in contemporary fiction, it's important to consider various elements that make a story compelling and impactful. No, there are there should be a strong dimensional characters, well developed and relatable characters who are complex and have depth can make the story more engaging and help readers connect emotionally. We have the authenticity of the story, no? The contemporary realistic fiction should feel authentic and true to life, with believable dialogue, settings, and situations that accurately reflect the experiences of the characters. Then we also have engaging plot, no, a well-crafted plot that is compelling and unpredictable and keeps readers invested in the story can make a great work of contemporary fiction. Now, contemporary fiction should also explore relevant and timely themes that resonate with readers, often touching on social issues that are relevant to our modern world. No, it also use vivid language that evokes emotions and images that can make the story more immersive and memorable. Next quality that we should consider in contemporary realistic fiction is that a vivid, realistic setting supports the events of the story. Now, so a vivid, realistic setting can play a very significant or crucial role in contemporary fiction by supporting the events of the story, now grounding the characters in a specific time and place, and providing context for the themes explored in the narrative. Here are um, there are ways on how we could identify the realistic setting that can support the events of the story. No, a realistic setting can be established through cultural and social norms of the time and the place which the story takes place. No, it helps the readers to understand the characters' behaviors and motivation. No, a vivid, realistic setting can transport readers to a specific place and immerse them in the story, making the events and characters more believable and engaging. No, and of course, very important in a contemporary realistic fiction that it supports the themes of the story. No, so a realistic setting, no, should highlight the challenges and um, issues faced by the characters and reflecting the larger social and political context in which the story takes place. So adding depth and complexity to the story, no, by providing details that create a rich and nuanced world for the characters to inhabit, making the story feel more authentic and compelling. Okay. Then we have the characters are credible are not and not stereotypes. No, so in contemporary fiction, remember that characters that are credible and not stereotypes can add depth and complexity in the story, making it more engaging and believable. A credible character is one that feels real and authentic with a unique personality and backstory. No, it also gives motivation that are grounded in the reality of the world. No, in contrast, a stereotype is a simplified and often overused representation of a person or a group of people, right? Relying on broad generalizations and cliches rather than nuance and individuality. Now, it's important in a contemporary realistic fiction to avoid stereotypes and instead create characters that are multidimensional and complex with strengths, weaknesses, and flaws, that make them relatable and interesting. This can involve exploring characters' backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs, and showing how they interact with the world around them in unique and authentic ways. Creating credible and um, not stereotype characters can add depth and complexity by allowing the readers to empathize with the characters and understand their motivations, even if they do not always agree with their action. It can create opportunities for the characters to grow and change over the course of the story as they confront, no, as they face challenges and make choices that shape their character arcs. No, so overall, credible characters can make contemporary fiction more compelling and thought provoking as they bring the story to life and provide a window into the complexities of the human experiences. Next to consider in contemporary realistic fiction is that the main characters are multidimensional and they change and develop over time. So, in contemporary fiction, the main characters are often multidimensional, meaning that they have complex personalities, complex histories, different motivations that develops over time. This allows us readers now to connect with the characters on a deeper level and become invested in their journeys throughout the story. Now, so as the story progresses or as the story goes on, multi-dimensional characters often undergo changes and development, reflecting the challenges and experience they face. This can involve confronting their flaws and weaknesses, overcoming obstacles, and experiencing personal growth and transformation. By allowing the characters to change and develop over time, the story becomes more engaging and realistic. Now, as readers witness the characters' journeys and see how to respond to the world around them. Remember that the development of this multidimensional character can also create opportunities for the author to explore deeper themes and issues such as identity, morality, and human conditions. So, as the characters grapple with these issues, they may undergo significant changes that push the story in new and unexpected direction, adding complexity and depth to the narrative. So, overall, the multidimensional characters that change and develop over time are a hallmark of contemporary fiction, allowing readers to connect with the story on a deeper level and providing a window into the human experience. Then we have the problems are believable and are solved in realistic, culturally grounded ways. So, in contemporary fiction, the problems that characters faces are often grounded in the reality of the world they inhabit, making them believable and relatable. These problems can range from personal challenges such as family conflict, identity struggles, and larger societal issues such as discrimination and equality and injustices. Now, so in order for uh, the story to feel authentic, no, it is important that the problems are solved in realistic, culturally grounded ways that reflect the character's values, um, beliefs, and experiences. This can involve exploring different cultural and social norms that shape the character's choices and actions, as well as examining the impact of larger societal issues in their lives. Now, remember that by solving problems in realistic and culturally grounded ways, now, this contemporary fiction can provide insights into the complexities of the human experience in the challenges that people face in their everyday lives. It can also serve as a means of exploring social and political issues, giving voice to different marginalized perspectives and giving light or shedding light onto the systems of power and privilege shaped our world or and privilege that shaped our world, no? So all in all, by presenting believable problems and solving them in realistic, culturally grounded ways, now, this contemporary realistic fiction can offer a window into the human experiences and struggles that people face in their quest for meaning, identity, and fulfillment. Next, we have the intended age group can understand the plot structure. No, so it is very important in contemporary realistic fiction that the intended age group can understand the plot structure in order for the story to be engaging and effective. This involves crafting a narrative that is accessible and easy to follow while still offering depth and complexity for more advanced readers. No, remember that um, to ensure that the plot structure is understandable for a specific age group, Now, the author or the writer of the story may use clear and concise language. No, avoid over complex or highfalutin or maybe too much or convolulated storytelling techniques now, and provide context and explanation for any unfamiliar concepts or terminology. Because again, no, there are specific stories, specific terminology, specific words intended for a specific age group. This can help the readers to stay engaged with the story and follow the characters' journeys without getting lost or confused. No. Furthermore, the author may tailor the plot structure to specific age group, incorporating themes and motifs and plot devices that resonate with their experiences or interest, no? For example, a story aimed at young adults may incorporate themes of self-discovery and identity, while a story aimed at children may focus on themes such as friendship or adventure. No, so by crafting a plot structure that is accessible and engaging for a specific age group, contemporary realistic fiction can help to foster a love for reading and encourage young people to explore new ideas and perspective. Now, remember that it can serve as a means of promoting empathy and understanding as readers connect with the struggles and the characters in different meaningful ways. Also, one qualities that we need to be considered is that there is a theme that is intrinsic to the story and applicable to reader's life. No? So a theme that is intrinsic to the story and applicable to the reader's lives is often a crucial or significant element that makes the story more relatable and meaningful. These themes are usually a central idea or a concept that is explored throughout the story, providing insight into the human experience and the challenges that people face in their everyday lives. Now, remember that a theme that is intrinsic to the story can take in many forms, no? From universal themes such as love, pain, loss, and redemption, not to be more specific themes that reflect the cultural and the social context of the story. So by exploring these themes, no, in-depth analysis of these themes, contemporary realistic fiction can offer readers a deeper understanding of the world around them and the struggles that people face in their quest for meaning and fulfillment. To ensure that the theme is applicable to readers' lives, the author may incorporate elements of the story that resonate with their experiences and perspectives. Now, these can involve exploring different issues, showing how these issues impact the characters' lives and decisions. No, so remember that by incorporating a theme, no, the contemporary realistic fiction can offer a powerful and resonant reading experience, one that engages readers on an emotional and intellectual level and provide insight into the complexities of the human experience. The last one is that the dialogue and thoughts of the characters sound natural, which dialect and diction that reflect the setting and characters do not overwhelm the reader. Now, so it's very important that the dialogues and thoughts should sound natural. Now, because this involves striking a balance between authenticity and accessibility, creating dialogue and thoughts that feel realistic and believable, while still being easy to follow and understand. No, so for us to, or for an author to achieve this balance, no, he or she may use dialect and diction that reflect the setting and character, while still ensuring that the dialogue is clear and comprehensible. These can involve using colloquialism, slang, regionalism that are specific to the setting or character, as well as using appropriate language and vocabulary to reflect the character's education level, social status, and background. You know, so at the same time, the author may avoid overwhelming the reader by ensuring that the dialogue and thoughts are not overly complex. Now, this can, use technical language or jargon, as well as, ensuring that the dialogue flows naturally and it's easy to read. No, so contemporary realistic fiction can provide a powerful and immersive reading experience, one that allows readers to connect with the characters and their experiences on a deep and meaningful level. The next one is nonfiction. So, nonfiction is a branch of literature comprising works of narrative prose dealing with or offering opinions or conjectures upon facts and reality, including biography, history, and the essay. It's opposed to fiction and distinguished from poetry and drama. So, nonfiction is a genre of literature that presents factual information and knowledge about real lives, events, people, or topics. Unlike fiction, nonfiction is based on truth and reality and often draws upon um, a range of primary and secondary sources to support its claims and arguments. No? So, nonfiction can take in many forms, including memoirs, biographies, histories, essays, scientific or technical writing, so on and so forth. No? So, to be effective, nonfiction also requires clear and concise writing that is accessible to a wide range of readers. This may involve breaking down complex concepts into more manageable pieces using simple language, using anecdotes or other storytelling techniques to engage readers, make the information more memorable. No, so overall, nonfiction can be a powerful means of educating and informing readers about wide range of subjects and issues, providing insights and understanding into the world around us, and helping to promote critical thinking, curiosity, and lifelong learning. Then we have the considering quality in nonfiction, we have accuracy, organization, and style. Accuracy, facts are current and complete when appropriate. There is a balance of fact and theory with different viewpoints represented. The scope is appropriate to both the intended audience and the subject. The author expertise and resources are readily apparent and documented. So accuracy is a critical component of nonfiction. Now, in nonfiction, the author is expected to present information that is factually correct and supported by evidence. So, the readers of nonfiction expect that the information they receive is accurate, objective, and reliable. Now, organization, on the other hand, ideas are clearly developed, presented in a logical sequence and in understandable and appropriate fashion. The author indicates interrelationship between facts and theories. So organization is also a critical aspect of non-fiction writing as it helps to structure the content and making it more accessible and understandable to readers. A well organized nonfiction piece follows a logical progression of ideas, with each section building upon the previous one. The style writing is interesting, revealing the author's enthusiasm about the subject. The terminology is appropriate. The writer uses rich language that stimulates a reader's curiosity. Not technical terms are presented, no, and presented in an understandable way. So by presenting the information or by presenting the style in a logical and coherent manner, well, style and organization has a significant relationship with each other. It can help readers to comprehend and engage with the material and gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter.